When is the right time to restore statehood in Jammu and Kashmir, before or after the elections?
Look, Rahul, we are, one second, Rahul, these are administrative matters where a large number of stakeholders are involved. For a spokesperson of a political party to announce a decision that should ideally be coming through parliament or through made in parliament would be quite haughty of me. But I am telling you that my party is committed, as has been spoken in parliament, that we are ready to give all the rights that the state deserves. And the more important question, Rahul, that needs to be asked is that when Jammu Kashmir had the full status as a state, what did these 3.5 families do? What did they do? Let me give you one instance. Why did they not make the scheduled tribe status for Pahadis when between 2005
so you're calling it an
to
administrative decision, but this pretty much a political decision, as was the abrogation of Article 370. General Hasnain, if you were to look at it from a political security perspective, when would be the right time for statehood to be restored? Do you do it after completing a successful election? Do you do it before going in for the polls, because that would encourage more people to come out and vote?
See, Rahul, I know we've been talking about the administrative inputs to take this final decision. But I personally feel this decision was taken on the 5th of August for a particular purpose. That was to my mind, the restoration of stability, to assist the government of India, the central government of India, to ensure that it had its hand in ensuring the stability and security of Jammu and Kashmir, to hope finally democracy was returned again. To my mind, that process should be completed once the elections are complete, once the government is in place, and then suitably a message can be sent out that restoration of statehood has been done. So to my mind, it's a post-election. Asking me in black and white, it's a post-election decision and action which should be taken, because before that, if you do it prematurely and you cannot complete the democratic process for any reason whatsoever, it may not be correct.
Yashwant Deshmukh, is there any way at all of knowing the level of participation we could see in an election which is held sometime early next year? Participation, especially in parts of North Kashmir, has traditionally been low. Would it fall even further? At what level would you determine that electoral process to be a success?
Well, I genuinely believe, Rahul, looking at the numbers, of course, participation in election exercise and participation in only opinion polling are two different things. But what I can tell you from my own experience is that the response rate from the valley also has been quite good in all our surveys, as in the case of Jammu. So I am expecting.
So are you surveying even now in Jammu and Kashmir? Do you want to tell our viewers just broadly, without getting into specifics, what you're picking up?
That's exactly what I'm doing, because you know that we do our trackers almost on a daily basis all across India. And what I can tell you from my experience and my team's experience is that that the response rate has, in our exercises has been quite good, which kind of tells me that people are actually keen to take part in the democratic process. There are, of course, there are issues there which will remain there. You know, Rahul, it's a historically speaking, it's quite a big fault line out there, which will take its own time to heal. But I guess once the 370 is done and dusted, people are also looking at opportunity to move on, and that thing is something which will happen only when the statehood is retained and the electoral process starts. I guess that people are kind of keen to move over and proceed for whatever the next thing they can do.
There. Do you restore statehood before elections, because that will get more people to come out and vote, or after elections, which would possibly be the more calibrated fashion, but that would impact the number of people showing up to vote? To what extent has the abrogation of Article 370 actually been a success? How much of this is spin doctoring and how much of it is people feeling that their lives are better? You know, not just in terms of government claims, but in terms of how people feel and their connection with the mainland. Those are things which will get validated in some way by the number of people who show up to vote in these elections that happen. The Home Minister indicating that this could happen after the electoral rolls are completed. I want to thank all our guests. We'll keep tracking the electoral process as it builds up towards the beginning of next year. A big move this, to go to Baramulla seen for a long time as a hotbed of terror on the day of Vijayadashmi, sending out this message about his report card, what the government has done, and about the road forward on the elections.